Oh,
Oh, really?
Yep.
This
sure
Saturday?
Am. Yep.
You kidding me?
Yep. So looking forward to that. The last minute stuff. So.
Is this a high school sweetheart or somebody you met
No,
here?
no, we met here. Yeah, she played soccer here, and so we met in the dorms our first summer and started dating right away. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's her name?
Aubrey Hahn. Yep.
Do you feel ready?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time coming. We got engaged last May, so it's been a little over a year now. So it's kind of finally ready for it to actually get here, So.
Yeah. What made you decide that you want to do that like in college rather than wait until your college career, playing career?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of when you know, and so like, there's no point in me waiting. After we had been dating for like a year and a half, I knew I was going to marry her, so there's kind of really no thought. And it also kind of helped. Logan Lee got married the summer of my first year, and so he kind of like set the precedent, I think, for the rest of us, because Hurkitt's getting married the week after me, and then Lojo's getting married the week after him. So we're all like back to back to back.
3 of you guys are getting married this
Yep.
summer.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Is there any wedding planning tips? Or?
I mean, I don't think any of us have been really involved in that too much, to be honest. So you'd have to ask our fiancés, but yeah.
Did it seem crazy to you at the time when Logan was getting married in college?
Yeah, I mean, not really, honestly. I come from an area where a lot of people get married young, so it wasn't like that new to me. But I know a lot of guys are like, you guys are getting married, you're still like 21, 22. I was like, our parents are getting married at like 19 and stuff. Like, that was normal then. So, yeah, I didn't think it was that weird, honestly.
Are you getting any time off from summer workouts for it? Or?
No, it kind of lined up perfect because the 4th of July break, we get that whole week off. So we're going on our honeymoon. We're going to St. Lucia for that whole week. So our flight's leaving like Sunday morning right from the wedding. So, so we get that whole week off. So worked out pretty well.
Has Logan passed along some advice to you, or you talked to him about like just the process of handling getting married, being a husband, and playing college football?
Yeah, I mean, not so much like playing football and being a husband, but he was really excited for me when I got engaged and that kind of thing. He wants all of us to get married and start having kids young and all that. So, he was really pumped for me. Yeah.
Did he get an invite?
Yeah, he did. He's unfortunately not going to be able to make it. I think they have another wedding that weekend, so they're going to that. But yeah, that would have been fun having him there too, though.
You've got about 100 other guys on this team. Are they all invited, or are they all coming?
We're having a pretty like a smallish wedding relative to like how many people we know. So it's like 175 is how many people we got. So, but we got a lot of people coming. Will Hubert and Luke Gaffney are in my party too. So. Yeah, and then we got a bunch of other guys going to be there too, so it should be a fun day.
Got any wedding prep still to do, or?
No, not really. I mean, we just need to get our first dance kind of ironed out, get the dance moves down for that. So that's about it, though. Yeah, we got everything else settled.
Sorry. Any of the other young guys like, oh my God, like this is
Getting
crazy.
married.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, especially this week. A lot of guys are like, oh, it's coming up, Aaron. Like, you're getting married. I was like, yep, yeah. And people asking me like if I'm nervous and stuff. Like, not really, honestly. I mean, when you're used to playing in front of 70,000 people, it can't be too bad with only 175, right? And they're all people you know. So hopefully I don't get too nervous, but yeah, should be good.
Can you give us not a preview, but at least like give us some of the secrets behind the first dance? Is it something that you're talking about right now, or are you a good dancer? Is that something you're ready for?
No, I'm not. That's why we need to practice. But yeah, I think it's going to be more of a learn 2 or 3 moves, and then we're just going to do it during the dance more than a whole choreographed thing. That's probably not our strong suit, but.
How long have you known your fiance?
Coming up on 3 years now is when we first met in the dorm, so just about 3 years, because the first summer is when we met, so so really haven't known her that long, but we started dating right away and kind of just knew right away, so yeah.
From a football standpoint.
I'm talking about what? Let's talk about football now. All right.
Kind of where have you kind of focused on kind of from a developmental standpoint kind of going to this next year?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I still need to work on and get better at. There's always room for improvement. It doesn't matter how many games you played in, how much experience you have. And then something I'm trying to get better at too is bringing the young guys along, trying to get them on the right page too, just kind of letting them know how we do things here and kind of upholding the standard that older guys have set for them. So, yeah.
Seemed like YA just attracted double teams left and right. Are you a little concerned about you don't have him taking up 2 guys?
No, I mean, we were both getting double teamed a bunch last year in the run game and stuff. So, I mean, whatever we can do to help our backers make plays and, the tackles and sacks and all that will come if we just stick to it. So I'm not overly worried about that, really.
How do you approach a season where you're going to be probably attracting a lot of preseason attention, probably going to be getting a lot of people talking about you, and now you're going to be the guy that's getting double teamed?
Yeah, I mean, all that, like preseason attention, all that, I mean, I try to just block it out and not really think about it at all. Kind of, I don't want anything to take away from the way I'm approaching the game and approaching practices and games and the preparation that goes into that. So try not to think about it too much and let it get my head any bigger than it should be. And so I don't think the preparation side of things is really going to change much, honestly.
You were mentioning still having a lot of room to grow, but kind of so far in your Iowa career, where do you feel like you've grown the most?
Yeah, I mean, I think pass rush game has improved a lot because, I mean, coming from a tiny school, we didn't really pass rush a lot. I was zero tech my senior year, getting triple teamed every time by both the guards and the center. So there wasn't a whole lot of we actually are doing a one-on-one pass rush rep where you need to work a speed move, that kind of thing. So I think from freshman year to now, that's an area where I've grown a lot and just kind of finding what moves work for me and what situations. And so, yeah.
Academically speaking, you had an associate's degree coming in, right?
Yep, from Iowa Central.
And so where are you at now on
Yeah, I got my undergrad in exercise science last spring. So now I have one more semester left on the master's program for sport and rec management. A lot of people do it in 2 semesters, but I kind of spaced it out so I could get it done this fall. So I'll wrap that up this fall and get the master's.
So if I'm doing my math right, by the time you're done with your 4th year, right?
Yep.
Of college, you'll have an associate's degree, bachelor's degree, and master's degree?
Yep, correct. Yep. Yep.
Are you smarter than Jennings Dunker, or is Jennings smarter?
I don't know. His major's a lot harder than mine, so probably Jennings. I mean, that pre-med stuff's no joke. But yeah, he's a smart dude too. People don't give him credit for it. I mean, the giant mullet, big guy. I mean, people don't think this guy's smart in the classroom too, but he's very smart.
What did you think of that hype video of him doing the?
Oh, that was awesome. Oh, I love that. Him waving the locks back and everything. Yeah.
I've heard Gronowski might be the new smartest guy in the locker room. Is that about right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about his academics or anything, but yeah. He seems like a smart guy, so just talking to him and stuff.
Do you have? I'm forgetting your timeline here. Is this going to be your last year of eligibility? Or
yeah. This is my last year of eligibility. Yep.
Okay. Any other degrees you want to pursue once you get your master's?
No, I think I'll be done with school after that.
No,
PhD. No, I think I'm getting ready to be done with school. It's starting to not be as interesting as it once was, going to class and whatnot. But yeah, this will be the last one for me.
Anything you're hoping to show on film this year as you start moving towards the NFL draft?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just progressing in every area. I mean, especially the run game. I mean, there's a lot of instances last year where I'm just thinking that I left so much out there, in the run game, just destroying blocks and getting out blocks and making plays, compared to just kind of slipping off and making a tackle where he's falling forward. You're really coming out of my hips and trying to get some knockback and make plays. So I think that's something I really want to improve on this year.
How's it going, Xavier? Sorry to step in kind of late here. Anything this summer that you've been really working on, or anything you've been hammering in terms of just your preparation for the upcoming year?
Really, I've been trying to clean up some footwork and then watch more tape, study some other guys that have played the position like I have, either Hawkeyes or just other teams like NFL guys, some other colleges that play a similar defense to us. Just trying to study what they've been doing and take some pointers from them, take some stuff from the tape and try to implement it every day.
Who are some of those other guys you've been learning from?
Obviously, I've learned from Kayvon, Quinn, Jack, Amani Hooker, all them, but some other guys I've looked at, Tyler Nubin from Minnesota, his college tape was pretty good, and then I've been watching Jesse Bates and Reed Blankenship from the Eagles.
Oh, really? Okay. Didn't know if there'd be different Philadelphia Eagle, former Hawkeye that you'd be watching, but Reed's your guy? You feel like you get
I've been watching them. They play, moving to free, Reed plays kind of their free safety there too, so just some of the stuff he does I've been trying to watch and trying to implement.
Anything in particular for this coming season that you really want to either prove to yourself or prove to other people, prove to NFL scouts are going to be watching you?
I'm just trying to be the best player I can every day. Whatever the defense asks me, whatever responsibilities I got to take on, I'm just trying to take those and exceed the expectations for myself, the coaching staff, and everyone out there.
What happened Sunday?
Rough on Sunday. It was rough on Sunday.
How's free safety these days?
It's been good. I've gotten more comfortable over there throughout the past couple of years, but really this spring, I feel like I took a big step forward, just feeling confident in what I've done, what I've been able to learn from like Quinn and stuff these past couple of years. So just trying to take strides every day and keep getting better.
You said this spring that you just felt more comfortable there. Is that manifesting itself that you just feel more relaxed?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in more control over there, able to make more plays, be more at the point of attack. So just having those things, you get a chance to make more plays, and when you have that, just exceeding when the opportunity comes.
Who's going to be on the back end with you, though? Is it Cohen or is it Zed?
Right now, it's still up in the air, but whoever's back there, they're both going to do a great job. One of them's going to play cash anyway, so it'll be a good competition, but they'll both be on the field for sure.
Do you three have like a pretty good chemistry together with what you do out in the back end?
Yeah, when we would I'd rep with the ones and the twos last year just to build going into this next year, or build coming into this year. So we've built that connection. We've been comfortable playing with each other throughout the past couple of years, and then just throughout the spring, we've built that, and we all have a good connection. Just what we're gonna do, what they're gonna do, and just staying on the same page at all times.
Can you just
Why it's Mickey Mouse? I wouldn't say it's Mickey Mouse. SGA obviously is the MVP, Finals MVP. Like he's the best player in basketball right now. He's the face of basketball right now. Like he does play a certain way, but a certain way works. So
I just feel like if Tyrese didn't get hurt, though,
he was hooping before he got hurt, but
the Pacers were up at halftime too. It was like
it's all right. They had a chance. They forced Game 7. If they would have got it done earlier, Tyrese wouldn't have got hurt.
When you kind of look at guys who have taken that jump, I guess how much confidence does that give you that you've seen guys that have gone through the system and kind of been taking that same approach, and whether it be Jamar, whether it be Cooper, whether it be Desmond King, I guess there's a standard there.
Right.
So I guess how much confidence does that give you that you're going to be able to kind of take that next step?
Man, it feels really good, man. Just knowing the system I'm in, just being coached by Coach Parker. I know if I do everything that I need to do, I know he'll put me in that position to just flourish and things like that. So really it's just about me doing what I need to do with my preparation, with my off the field things and stuff like that. So all of that is just going to come together. So it's going to be helpful in the fall.
And replacing a couple of the top tacklers on this team, I assume, what is different about this group this year and the new guys filling in? How's that changed kind of any play style differences that you can see from this group of guys coming in with maybe a little bit of a new identity?
Yeah, I'll say definitely for the back end, we all came in together. Coming on 4 years ago, we all came in together. So just the chemistry, we all faced a lot of adversity together when we was like younger coming up. So we know what it looks like, man. We know what it takes. We've seen a lot of older guys and a lot of guys that had success come before us, even for like linebackers, D-line, DBs. Like all the guys that's here now, we seen what it looked like. We seen what dogs look like. So if we can just do what we need to do and just follow the footsteps that was left for us to follow, everything's going to be good.
And how important is that chemistry, especially when it comes to the back end?
I mean, chemistry is everything. Chemistry is everything. You not only playing for yourself, you playing for your brothers. And if you playing for your brothers and not only yourself, it's going to hurt you to let your brothers down more than it's going, I can take this play off. No, man, you got 10 other guys out here who's busting their butts every single play, and you know that for a fact. So why wouldn't you want to, give 110% effort? So that's just going to make everybody play better, man.
Well, a month into summer, just you guys are back at it. How's things been so far?
It's been good. Yeah, just workouts, a little bit getting football stuff in. Just trying to work on our strength, work on our conditioning, get ready for fall. So yeah.
Does it feel different being a senior summer?
Yeah, I mean, comes a little more responsibility. You gotta lead a little more, teach all the little, young guys, what's going on. Try to get them moving. So yeah. Yep.
How's just what's the focus? I know it's strength and conditioning this summer, but or especially conditioning. Just anything you're trying to chase, numbers-wise, anything like that?
Honestly, just keep pushing every day. They kind of set the bar for us, the strength staff, and they let us know what numbers they want us to be getting. So just try to chase those numbers and just try to improve on your own numbers every day, honestly. And then with the conditioning part, that's just, getting us ready for fall, just allowing us to be able to play a full game. So they have everything figured out. I mean, it's a science based on what we condition, and the conditioning is exactly what it will be like playing a full game. So they have it all figured out.
I know freshmen are required to wear sleep monitors. Is that something you still do, or upperclassmen do?
Some upperclassmen. I know me and Jaden Harrell, we both we got Garmin watches, so we both track our sleep every night. There's a lot of guys on the team that wear Whoops and track their sleep on the night. So I think that's just a thing that you realize is really important. Coach Ray always tells us sleep is, it's the #1 performance-enhancing drug, right? It's free. Anybody can get it. So it's something that you learn definitely as your career goes on is super important. So it's something that I've kind of focused on and tried to get down every night. So,
That's how valuable is that bowl game experience last season. I know you got some time on special teams, but really filling in that Leo spot quite a bit in the bowl game.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely very valuable to get some in-game experience. And having Kyler Fisher on the sideline, kind of telling me tips and things to look at, things to look for, definitely helped. And just it allowed me to feel more comfortable out there, I think. So I think it was a good boost going into this season for sure. Yeah.
Do you feel like you kind of are stepping into that Kyler Fisher role this year with all the young guys behind you and trying to help them out, or I guess what's that looking like for you?
Yeah, I mean, Kyler, he was a guy who worked hard no matter what. I mean, he was on all 4 special teams while still starting at Leo, and he was getting all those reps out there no matter what, was pushing everybody else. So I think that is something that I strive, that I want to do. I still want to have a huge impact on special teams this year, while also having an impact on defense. Being able to do both is important to me, and he was always helping out young guys, and that's just something that's started in January with me. I've been trying to get them going, and so I think I'd love to step in that role. Yeah.
Not a lot of guys that would be getting ready to step into starting roles and still I want to do special teams still too. I mean, it feels like that's just kind of an Iowa thing. Is that something that you've had to develop, kind of that mindset, or is that something you've just learned from the guys before, Jack Campbell and those guys?
Yeah, I think that was definitely learned. It doesn't happen in a lot of other places, but you had Jack Campbell, Seth Benson, right? They played on the punt team while they were starting for 2-3 years. Kyler, and then even Jay played a little punt while he was starting. I think, but the big thing about that is how important special teams are here at Iowa, and that is strived upon. Coach Farron says, it's one of our 3 pillars, right? It's defense, special teams, and strength and conditioning. So just the importance of it, and really how much of an impact you can make in the game with special teams. I think sometimes that's overlooked, and but here, we realize every rep's important, and just to have an impact on the field at any time, that's important to me. I mean, there's no guarantee you're ever going to get on the field when you come here and play, right? So just being able to get as many reps as you can has always been important to me, especially coming in as a walk-on. So that was important.
Dr. Wolf's a good guy, and he's done hundreds of thousands of days. He said he's probably done close to 1,000, so he knew what he was doing, so I wasn't really worried.
We got Graves back. We got two new guys coming in. One with a veteran grad transfer, and Hawthorne's young guy that's got some ability. You also got some other guys coming up in Gaffney and those guys. What's that competition like at tackle?
I think this is probably going to be some of the most competition we've had since I've been here, because usually you have at least 2 guys at that position, especially that have started a season since I've been, but Aaron's the only one that's had a full starting season, so it's going to be it's up for grabs. So it's going to be fun. It's definitely a good group of guys to work with, because we're all have the right mindset, and so nobody's going to get too heady with it, but we're all just going to come work on the same things, and it'll be a fun season.
How are you looking at it mentally, though? Because this is your last chance.
This is my last year, yeah. I mean, I'm going to get my best shot, and I'm one of the older guys in the room, so I'm going to be leading regardless of the role that I have this season. But definitely a little different because last year I was one of the older guys, but we still had like Herkin and Y were both older than me, and Herkin's back again, so he's still the most senior guy in our room. But it's definitely a little different. The dynamic changes for me personally, but just stepping into that new role is going to be something that I'll take by ear.
How do you balance the leadership with taking care of yourself and making sure that you're being the best you can?
Yeah.
Or do they feed off each other?
Yeah, I think they definitely feed off each other. You know, if you make yourself the best that you can be and lead by example, which we'll have a lot of this season, guys will recognize you as a leader, then it makes it a little easier because they see that you're doing the right things and they want to do the same thing. So it's kind of contagious, and we have a lot of guys doing that. But it's definitely, you can't really have one without the other, I'd say.
Are you a lead by example guy or vocal leader? What's your comfort zone?
Yeah, I'm definitely a lead by example guy, but the most vocal guy we had last year was YA by far, and so now we're going to have a few guys kind of supplement that and step in and see what we can do. But we have a lot of guys a lot of good guys, so it's like we might not need to have a ton of cutthroat leadership, but when it needs to happen, So we'll probably have a hodgepodge of the older guys doing that. It won't be one central guy per se, unless somebody does rise that, but it'll be a group effort for sure.
What do you think about Aaron? All the guys on this team basically getting married.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun. I'll be at Aaron's this weekend, so that'll be fun. Other two guys I can't make because I have other things going on, but it's kind of fun because they're back to back, one week, but so that'll be cool. They'll be able to joke with each other on that end. We'll be able to hear them, but it's cool. I mean, being married when you're young, some people have their opinions on it, but I think the world of these guys, and I think we'll make the right decision, so it'll be fun to see them.
Each other. No one's trying to hold any information. We're all trying to help each other get better, and because the better we all are, the better our whole team and defense is.
For you, how much more comfortable are you now that you're kind of farther along in your career?
I feel real comfortable. I think I showed it a little bit in spring ball. I feel like I matured a little bit. I've been a lot more patient and just letting the game come to me. Not trying to force any big plays, but just doing my job and knowing a play will happen.
Was that a problem for you early? Did you try to do too much earlier in your career?
I think so. I think I was too focused on trying to press and make a play, or I have to get an interception, I have to do this, rather than just doing my job and knowing, like, be patient, and at the end of the day, if you just do your job, everything's going to go the right way.
When did the light go on? When did you figure out how you needed to change the approach?
Somewhere mid-season last year. It's somewhere, I won't necessarily click. Like, I always thought, or I always told myself not to try and press and force the play. But as humans, as natural athletes, we always want to go out and do something extraordinary. But I just had to. I met with Coach Parker, met with any other DB coaches that were helping me, and they're like you're not doing bad. It's just focusing more on your technique and slow the game down, and that's what I really focused on.
How comfortable are you kind of stepping up and being the leader, and how do you kind of describe your leadership style? Is it more vocal, is it lead by example, a combination?
A little bit of both. I tend to try to be lead by example, but then sometimes when maybe some guys are not doing what they're supposed to or doing their job, I might get a little vocal and yell at them or get on their head a little bit. But it's all out of love, and it's all out of just trying to make each player great, and we all want to be a great team, great defense, and great players, and that just holding each other accountable.
Deshaun said that you're the biggest smack talker in the DB room when it comes to lining up against wide receivers. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I'm very a competitive person. I don't like to lose at anything, whether it's ping pong, football, conditioning reps. I hate to lose, and sometimes I may not express it, but in my head, I'm always competing to win.
Is there a position group that talks more crap back and forth than the wide receivers and DBs? Because it seems like across the landscape of football, that's kind of where it is.
Nah, it's really just the wide receiver and the DBs. I mean, we go out at practice, even in our morning workouts, we're going at it with each other in our sprint ramps, in our weightlifting, telling each other that y'all not lifting enough. So just keeping each other and pushing each other to be great.
I guess with all the turnover in the DB room, a couple guys transfer out, I guess where's your kind of confidence? I mean, how do you kind of continue growing your confidence and knowing that you do have potential to be the guy on the defensive back, and how do you kind of avoid putting too much pressure on yourself and just letting it come to you?
Yeah, I don't think it's really too much pressure. At the end of the day, I think it's just playing football. and I've been playing football since I was about 4 years old. So this is what I love to do, and I always ask for this, so I can't really complain when I ask to eat. So, but as far as the DB room, man, I'm confident in our DB room. I'm confident in our guys. We express to each other every day, you know, this is all we got, this is all we need, and we always say it's the dope boys versus the world, and that's how we're going about it.
Phil he name dropped you during the spring as someone you felt like had shown growth. I mean, how do you self-evaluate? Do you feel like you made significant strides?
Definitely. I definitely felt like I made a bunch of strides, whether it was getting out my break quicker or making more production on plays on the ball. I feel like I took big strides, and I really focused on that going into spring ball. That was part of the reason I kind of cut my hair. I kind of just wanted a different look, just wanted to focus on nothing but football and bettering myself as a player.
Can you describe that a little bit more? Just like, I guess, cutting your hair.
Yeah, it was a long process. I thought about it at the end of the season, and I was gonna do it in January, but I waited a little bit. And right before spring ball, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. Like, it's time for a change. I've had the same haircut for 3 years since I've been here, and I was ready to just let one half of TJ go and another grow into a real mature and next level type of player.
What do you think has led to that growth? Why do you think that's happening?
I think just me, myself, just playing more freely. Not playing so so tense, trying to do everything right, just playing free, let the game come to me. And that also goes with Coach Parker trusting me and letting me play freely and doing what I can do. And he knows what I can do, and I know what I can do. And so when I just go out there and just play ball and just not have to think about anything, and that's what I really think led to me playing a lot better in the spring.
Trying to get as good as you can until this time next month.
Yeah, conditioning for the whole team, just building a relationship with the guys is the best time to do it. Everybody's, it's hot. It's hot outside. It's pretty muggy out there. So you're running, you see a guy next to you, they're going through the same thing. It makes it easier to get through that with another guy.
Sure. What's been the biggest change in mindset freshman year to now? This one, you've seen everything. You kind of know what to expect from yourself, from the program. Does that change your mentality as you go through this month and next?
Yeah, just I don't want to do too much. Maybe just an extra condition rep, extra step faster. Just do that. Just do that much more, which I've been doing through the years. Just percent better a day. I should do it.
For sure. It's so easy to get just caught up in that grind mentality, and it's important. But I know freshmen are required to wear sleep trackers. It sounds like you and Jaxon, some other guys that are seniors, still do. Just through this whole college process and career, how much have you learned about just that 8 hours, 9 hours, if you can get it, is as massive as anything?
Even with that, I'm pretty superstitious, so the sleep, I check. I have mine right now, but I check it every morning. If it's between 7 and 8, okay.
Sure.
Anything under that, I don't like it. But just the same thing with nutrition. So I feel much better eating certain things, certain times, like early dinners. So just everything really adds up.
Yeah. What's Coach Ray, just his, I think you've kind of been here for the entire time that he's been leading the program. What have you seen from him, just making the strength and conditioning program his own and what he's been able to build? And the facilities kind of speak for themselves, but it sounds like just what he does, especially with sleep and nutrition and everything else, is just as important as what you're lifting.
It's very emphasized, not just the lift, but how you deal with yourself after the lift and before the lift. Before the lift, get here 30, 45 minutes early, digest that food, get hydrated, get ready to go. After the lift, replenish yourself, get ready to go for the next day. And at the same time, his door's always open. Ask him anything you need.
Does it take getting used to chugging a core power, like after stretching and then go and lift it? That feels like having milk in your gut like that. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. I know everyone was talking about the young linebackers in this spring. Have they, continued to get their first full summer? How have they been looking?
Yeah, good. So I'm in a different lift group than those guys, so I don't get to see it. Yeah. But close with Coach Braithwaite, so we talk. Or I might be heading out while they're starting. It all looks good.
You're kind of working on preparing for the upcoming season.
Yeah, summer's been going good so far. We've been getting good lifts in, conditioning. kind of just preparing off the field as well, watching some film about 4 or 5 times a week, preparing that way, and then doing extra footwork outside of that as well.
You are about to start is it going to be your junior year coming up?
Redshirt sophomore.
Redshirt sophomore. So this is this your second summer in the program then?
Third summer.
Third summer,
Yep.
okay. So what is the biggest adjustment like going from, being in high school to doing the summer thing in college? Because it seems like you guys, obviously your schedule here in college is a lot busier than what you're doing when you're in high school.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad just because I was a 4-sport athlete in high school, so I was always busy kind of in the summers, whether it was going to basketball camps, football camps, playing baseball, all that sort of stuff. So it hasn't been too bad, the transition-wise.
Anything major that you feel like you've picked up on in the offseason, anything that you've worked on that you've really seen yourself excel over the last 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, I would say just playing slow, like matching the offensive pace, not trying to be too fast out there. That's probably the biggest thing I picked up on.
Seems like your name is one that gets brought up as a guy who is improving a lot, somebody who is going to probably see a lot more reps this upcoming year. Have you seen that in yourself, or have you heard that from the coaches too, that you're going to be leaned on a lot more in the defense this season?
Yeah, I always put that pressure on myself just to be the best player I can be. Whether the coaches want to put me out there or not, it's kind of up to them, but I can be the best player I want to be if I put the work in.
Who's somebody either in the program or outside of the program that you look to for some guidance or help this offseason?
This offseason, I've just been kind of leaning on the other safeties, Cohen and X, kind of feeding off them, practicing with them every single day. So, yeah.
What's the biggest change with this group? Coming into this year, replacing a few of the top tacklers. What's kind of the biggest change? How are you guys trying to come in and kind of stamp your own identity?
Yeah, biggest change is probably just going to be the experience level of everyone out there. I think everybody has a good energy and a good vibe right now in this program. We're kind of all pushing the same way, pushing towards the same goal. And I think, that'll be good for the program.
The comparison I make is if you're a person who plays golf, just imagine every shot you take is to win the match or something. That's how it feels to be a specialist at kickball.
Does it feel weird being a senior already? It feels like this moved quick.
I mean, it does feel weird. I'm glad you think it moved quick because I don't know. I feel like I've been here forever.
For sure.
But it definitely, it does feel a little weird because, I grew up being the big brother, so I'm almost more comfortable being in the spot I am now than I was as a freshman, being the young guy.
Yeah.
But it does feel weird. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Were you part of the class that came up with the notebooks, you guys tracking all your data? Was that your class, or was that year before you got here?
I think it was the year before I got here, but it's still relatively new. We changed a little bit of things, in terms of rules and stuff. But yeah, you have to have a notebook in every meeting, and we track everything we do.
How vital has that been now going into senior year, that you've got this thing of 3 years, ups and downs, every little data point you could want to keep learning as you keep chasing what you chase?
This might not be the answer you're looking for, but I think that writing it down isn't if you don't care about it enough to remember it upstairs. I don't really think writing it down will do you much good, because usually the things that if you care about something, you're gonna remember it. You shouldn't have to go back and look in your notebook to see oh, how did I do that again? I don't know. That's just the way I see it.
For sure. So what are the things that stick out to you that you wouldn't find in that notebook? I'm sure there's countless of them, but
I can give a few things. Well, my warm-up routine, I don't really remember what I wrote down when I was a freshman or sophomore, but I would probably have a good guess that it's not anything close to how I am in terms of details now. I guess when I was a freshman sophomore, I would just kick on ability, and now I really fine tune in on the outside little details that maybe little me wouldn't have thought was important.
For sure. Is there anything in those little details this summer, going in the fall, you work on it? I think last year was maybe height. You were doing a little more height, or rotation, I think, was a big one.
Probably rotation, yeah. That's still something that is a main focus point for me, because when I hit like a good rotational like ball, I rarely miss, like ever. I mean, I can't. I mean, today even when my rotation is in like the sweet spot, so to say, on like TrackMan and stuff, like I didn't miss any kicks today when it was like in the sweet spot. So like that's really like the main focus like is for me right now. It's just what do I need to do with my body to get the rotation to be like that.
For sure. What have you been telling Caden so far as he settles in? A kid who comes in with a big leg, but maybe do you see a little Drew in him of a freshman coming in and like, okay, like here's the stuff I did that I need to help you out with?
No, yeah. I mean, obviously we're different people,
Sure.
but there is definitely a lot of similarities. One that I really like about Caden is when he maybe has like a bad practice, like he doesn't just brush it off. Like it digs at him. It like eats down, and that's something you can't teach, which is why I really enjoy it. Like, because he is pissed off when he like messes up. But I love that because that's totally me. That's totally something I do.
How have you learned to be pissed off in a good way, I guess, to not let it like spiral you?
Well, it's almost like a confidence booster because when I get upset, I like focus in more. I mean, it's just naturally something I do. And like, I know statistics, it's like reassurance almost. Like I know statistically, like if I get upset, then I'm gonna perform better. That's just how it goes. So I mean, you can look at the data and like, we have like a little mood thing in our notebook where you gotta like circle, like, how are you feeling this morning or something. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I'm sure there's a data like correlation there.
All right, Rhys, kind of tell me about your summer, what you're working on. How are things everything kind of panning out in terms of preparation for the coming year?
Yep, everything's going good. Getting stronger, definitely utilizing the weight room and all the strength and conditioning. So that's definitely coming into effect really well. In terms of what I'm working on, I'm sort of working on shorter steps and a still drop, making sure the drop is the same every single time, just driving for consistency as always. I think it's coming along really well. I had a really good day today and just going to keep working on those sort of things, and then once camp comes along, I'm going to try and utilize them in period.
What defines a good day for you? How do you know when it's been a good day?
Just consistent punts, like clean contact, ball turning over, good hang time, good distance. So that's really what good punting is just consistent turning over the ball and getting it 50 yards with a good hang time.
Yeah. Was the weight room, was that the biggest area where you felt like you needed work in the off season, where you wanted to kind of improve yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think never had like massive numbers in the weight room, so that's something I've really wanted to sort of build upon, and I think I've definitely made some progress with it. So and I'm definitely seeing the progress in the punting too. So it's coming along really well.
Is there anybody outside of the building, outside of LeVar or whoever, that's giving you advice, or who you sought out for some advice this offseason?
Yeah, Tori's come down. I've gone to a session with Tori too in Chicago and got some tips from him. Also, I worked a little bit with Dan Orner. I also went back home to Pro Kick where I was trained and got some stuff from them too, just fixing up a few things. Spoken with Jason Baker too, so those guys are really key in my development.
So you've talked to Jason too. I know he was kind of a mentor for Tori when he was here as well. So Jason Baker's kind of helping you along as well.
Yep, definitely passing along to me, and has been really good. Really, he sort of picks up on a lot of different perspectives than a lot of different people. He's just really smart with how he thinks. So it's definitely good to sort of see how he sort of see things and change things based on that. So he's been really good to me.
How long were you back home for?
2 weeks I got.
Okay. When you go back home and you go to like that, where you got trained up, have you turned into anything of a teacher now there too, like helping some of those younger kids who are Australian over there? Yeah,
I love going back and giving a little bit back and sort of telling the guys how college life is like. And if a couple guys sort of ask me for a couple different things, Pro Kick's a little bit sort of picky with what I say, with what guys that come back say to kids, because they really don't, like, they might not want them doing that sort of thing based on how they kick and what they might be what college they might be going to as well. So, but I love going back and kicking with the guys and just sort of even competing against like the good next up and comers. So. but yeah, it's really just what I sort of entail the guys is like, all right, you've got to really prepare to sort of work in this environment and mentally prepare for this sort of situation. That's really what I think the best sort of advice I can give someone back home is.
If you had just 2 weeks back at home, what are some things that you like that are a priority for you to do outside of seeing family, getting to train? What are some things, either restaurants you want to go to or any natural areas you like to see?
Yep. Well, going home, family. Obviously, we really want to go out to dinner and catch up over dinner. I really liked fishing. I just went fishing back home. What else? I like going to my country home. There's a holiday house in the country. Like going out there and just relaxing. It's a really cool spot. What else? Really just catching up with some good friends. That's really what I find important about going home. We went on a charter and we got a few squid, and we fished for gummy shark. You probably don't know what that is. It's like the staple fish and chips fish in Australia. It's like the most common you'd find in a fish and chips joint. So
is it a shark?
It is a shark, but it's I think that I'm not really sure how it looks, but I don't think they don't have the teeth. So it's whether it's a shark or not, but yeah, it's a really good fish to eat. But we did not catch any gummy shark while we were home, unfortunately.
You like the squid too?
Squid, yeah, really good. Really good to eat.
What would you say you learned from last season?
I would say just being in different sort of types of environments, different sort of spots on the field, building upon a routine, in-game routine and then pre-game routine. Just that sort of experience that you can't get anywhere else, I'd say, just how I approach each rep in-game and then in practice is really what I've sort of found important, like taking into, building off last year, the mental side of things, yeah.
How much more comfortable would you say you are, not just in the Iowa program, but just like life in the U.S. now compared to where you were at this point last year?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see myself anywhere else in the country, really. This is where I want to be and where I want to stay. So really feel comfortable being in Iowa, well acclimated to all the culture. It's a really cool spot, and I got family in Arizona. I can always go over there and feel at home. But I really feel at home here. So yeah, I really love it here.